Up with KREM begins now.
Here at 6:30 on Up with KREM, right now more people are eligible to receive a vaccine than ever. This morning, how you can sign up for an appointment.
And he's known for having the most famous shot in Gonzaga history. It was back when Zags were in the Sweet 16 in 1999. This morning, that famous Zag is joining us live right here on KREM 2.
Ooh, exciting, and we've got some thick fog this morning. Take a look at downtown where you can hardly see. I'll let you know what this fog means and how long it sticks around.
Well, that, Jeremy, is the perfect shot to start our 6:30 half hour here on Up with KREM. We want to thank you for joining us. Let's take a look outside with Jeremy. Look a little closer at that fog to see what else we can expect. So how long is this going to last, Jeremy?
You know, it's one of those situations where we are sitting about a half an hour from sunrise. So in the next half an hour, you're not going to get any sort of change. And even after the sun rises, it actually takes a little bit to get up and over those mountains out to our east. So this is going to be the case for at least another hour. Once that sun gets up, it's going to heat up some of the frost you see in areas without fog. It's likely we see that fog grow, spread out a little more, and even thicken up in a few locations. So realistically, an hour and a half to 2 hours is going to be about when we can start to get some reprieve from some of this thick fog. Visibility down to about a quarter of a mile there in Riverfront Park and over into Spokane Valley, down to about a mile in Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, seeing visibility improve drastically this morning. But just know that wherever you are, you might encounter it. It really depends on what's going on. And with temperatures down below freezing, you can see 29 here in Spokane, 30 in Coeur d'Alene, and 28 in Sandpoint. That's going to potentially mean some icing on those roads. The fog being freezing fog, could see some additional icing on sidewalks and some of those other locations. I encountered a couple slick spots on my drive in this morning, so just know it's a potential as you head out the door. And that's all thanks to our clearing skies. Clear skies following yesterday's storms meant that everything was able to cool quickly and rapidly. And as temperatures dropped overnight, that formed some fog, that created some ice. And as we head through the day today, what you can expect to happen is clear skies overhead helping temperatures climb up to near 50 degrees. And we'll see a little bit of cloud cover move in overnight tonight. And then as we move through the day tomorrow, the potential for showers returns to the inland northwest tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So that's something we're keeping a close eye on. But if you like sunshine, today's your day. I've been telling Dana Marie that all day long because today we go from temperatures down below freezing to back up near about 40 by noon. I think it will take us until about noon to hit that 40-degree mark. By about 3 or 4 o'clock, we will find ourselves around 50 degrees. So keep in mind that despite our high temperature being 52 degrees today, it's going to take us a while to get there. So it's a cool, sunny 52 degrees today.
Well, here at 6:33 this morning, you might remember this moment from 1999 when the Zags took on Florida in the NCAA tournament. Casey Calvary tipped in a rebound into the basket, and fans still see it as one of Gonzaga's most famous shots. Casey is joining us this morning to talk about what it was like to make it to the Sweet 16 round and what he thinks the Zags need to get to the finals. Casey, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going out there?
Good. How's it going for you to see now that the Zags have gone past these two teams? And, of course, you know, Oklahoma was more challenging, but what's it been like for you to watch?
You know, each game has been a celebration this year. I think we're in danger of looking a bit too far forward. So, for me, the last couple games have been celebrating great victories against, you know, really good NCAA tournament teams. I think it's important for us to live in the moment and just look forward to the next game. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I would imagine that, especially because it's in such a different situation than when you were playing, you know, now being the crazy favorite to being an underdog that not a lot of people even know where it's from. Can you tell us about how different that mentality could be heading into the Sweet 16 matchup?
It's only different for the rest of the country. We had the same mentality going into the NCAA tournament way back in the day when I was playing. We were surprised every time we lost. And, you know, we thought we were going to go out and win the national title, each of those runs we made way back in the day. So I think the rest of the country has come around to our mentality and to the type of success that we're expecting in this program. But for us, I don't think it's that different.
I want to keep the on screen right now. We actually have the shot that your teammate Mike called the most ugly, beautiful shot. Have you seen any ugly, beautiful shots this year?
Ugly, beautiful shots this year. Gosh, yeah, that's a tough question. I think anytime the ball bounces your way a little bit, you definitely can label it as not a beautiful shot. But for sure, the outcome was a beautiful thing, and the things it's done for our program over the years have been beautiful. I can't think of really any ugly, beautiful, specific plays, though.
Well, let's just talk about the all beautiful shots. Do you have any favorite memories aside from that shot from your team's run in the tournament back in '99?
When we first kicked it off, when we got our bid to the NCAA tournament, we had one league, and then the WCC being what it is, they forced us to go play the WCC championship on someone else's home floor. So when we won that and we were dancing around, I think it was Santa Clara's floor, I found my father in that melee somewhere and, jumping around their logo with my dad in my arms, knowing we were going to make the tournament. When for us, that was kind of the apex. That was the goal, was to get there and then take it one game at a time and start winning. So that for me was a really special moment.
Wow, it sounds like it. I want to ask you too, you talk about how the mentality at Gonzaga has stayed the same over the years, whether they were a favorite or a 10 seed. Can you talk about maybe the ways that you've seen your tournament run in '99 kind of influence Gonzaga today and how things have changed?
I think part of it is you can't pay any attention. You obviously have to scout your opponent, but who cares what's on their jersey? You have to come out and show up every game and play hard. And every team that you play is super high quality. So, I think the competitiveness that our team had in '99, we wanted to play every game super hard, no matter who we were winning. We loved playing basketball, and we really loved each other. I mean, I sat down with guys just this last week, Jeremy Eaton, Richie Fromm, Zach Gord, Carl Kreider. We were all just at the Maxwell House, just chatting and going over memories of things that we were doing 20 years ago. So, I think that's really what makes our Gonzaga team special.
And Casey, our last question this morning, let's put everything you've said so far this morning into perspective. Don't look too far ahead. Focus on Creighton. What's the one thing you want to see from Gonzaga to win this next game and advance to the Elite Eight?
Our business-like approach. Every possession, no matter what the other team is doing, Gonzaga right now approaches it the same. Whether we're, down a couple or up 30, we play every possession with intensity. We're trying to challenge every pass. We're getting in the passing lanes. We're getting out and pushing the ball. So I want to see that same brand of intense Gonzaga basketball, no matter what the other team's doing. As long as we go out and play like that with that focus, we'll be fine.
The legend, Casey Calvary, joining us this morning. Casey, thank you for hanging out with us here on Up with KREM today.
Thanks for having me. Go Zags.
Well, there are a lot of COVID-19 vaccine headlines this morning, so we're going to jump right into those. What you need to know about COVID-19. Number one, dozens of COVID-19 vaccine appointments are available this week at the Spokane Arena Mass Vaccination Clinic. Appointments are currently available for Wednesday through Saturday. Appointments can now be scheduled on the Safeway website. Those with an appointment should bring a copy or screenshot of the state's Face Finder tool showing their eligibility and a photo ID. An update about the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine for you. Federal health officials are questioning the results from U.S. trials, saying the company might have used outdated information. This week, AstraZeneca reported its vaccine was 79% effective at preventing COVID-19. But the Data and Safety Monitoring Board say AstraZeneca may have provided an incomplete view of its U.S. clinical trial. The company has not commented on the board's concerns. AstraZeneca was planning to apply to the Food and Drug Administration for emergency use authorization next month. And more than 24% of people in Washington have received at least one dose of the vaccine. Nearly 2.2 million Americans are getting inoculated a day, and about 1 in 4 have now received at least one shot.
Well, today marks 1 full year since we entered our first lockdown over COVID concerns. More than 530,000 Americans have died due to the virus, and many of us have sacrificed in countless ways to help keep our communities safe. Last week, the United States reached the goal of 100 million vaccinated Americans, and now the effort continues to vaccinate even more. Also, 1 year ago today was the bottom of the pandemic-fueled stock market crash. It took about 3 weeks for stocks to tumble 30%, the fastest drop in history. But on March 24th, the Dow did jump 11%, and the rally was inexplicably beginning. All three indexes are up more than 80% over the past year.
All right, coming up after the break, we're going to talk something special that happened yesterday. It doesn't feel special so far this year, but I'm telling you, grapple is not something you normally grapple with this often.